when you walk into a bank, you're going to have a loan originator. That's the guy you're going to talk to. That's the guy you get to see face to face. His job is to help you walk you through the process. He needs to understand the process, know how to get to the finish line, get your loan approved, and what steps you need to do. And then also, once the loan is approved, he also needs you to walk through and clear the closing conditions, help you walk through the process and get to closing when you actually sign the papers and get the money. And a loan underwriter on the back end is usually a centralized function. Their job is to basically look at deals in a large volume scale every day, and they're picking and choosing which ones that the bank wants to have in their portfolio. They're basically trying to assess what's good and bad about each individual deal and determining whether there's enough goods in the deal to kind of outweigh anything that might be negative in order to make the deal proceed. The underwriter's job is more of a factory type of job, to really explain it to you, where it's a numbers based. It's sheer volume. How fast can they push it through? How fast can they make their decisions? Oftentimes deals aren't black and white. Most deals are on the fringe, and that's where the job of your loan originator his job is to basically take the ones that are in that gray area and try to make it as clean and polished as he can to try to explain your deal to the underwriter. So the more the business owner, the entrepreneur, can write up ahead and explain any problems that they've had in their history, anything that's strange or unusual about their business or about their plan, and point out some of those items, the more clear it can be made, and the more concise we can put into a letter format, the faster we can move through the process, the faster approvals happen. Our underwriters are risk managers. To some extent, yes. Each individual underwriter is generally going to have their own appetite for risk. There's certain bank guidelines what they have to play with, but no matter how much you write out into a loan manual, you're always going to have something that fits outside of that box and doesn't quite fit in there, and then they have to make their own assessed judgment. It's really a judgment-based deal, but ultimately it falls on them. It's not the loan originator's fault if the deal goes bad. It's the loan underwriter who's responsible ultimately for the health of the portfolio. When lending money, some of the risks that there are for the bank is really trying to understand who the customer is. They want to understand that client. So using their credit history, it's just an example of just to see how you paid others. It's not ultimately how they're going to make their decision. They also want to look at collateral, which is basically a backup. If the event that the loan doesn't get repaid, do I have adequate collateral to be able to take back to sell that can recover some of that loss? So they're looking for a lot of things. They're looking also at income capacity. Can you make payments? One item that an entrepreneur can use to help them in their defense and help mitigate a lot of the risk in the deal is to explain their personal situation as good as possible. One of the tools you'll use to do that is a personal financial statement. That's your opportunity to brag and tell us everything that you know about yourself, that you can tell us all the money that you have, because the lender is less concerned with you not telling them some of the debts you have. They're more concerned that you tell them all the assets you have. And the reason being is, if things go bad in a hurry, do you have access to other funds? Do you have access to other capital that can keep your business afloat? What can you do to help keep the business going in the event that the sales don't materialize or they're not there? Items that are required for your loan typically are going to include some sort of application. That application may or may not include a personal financial statement. Those might be two separate docs. For some companies, it might be the same document. At our company, it's typically the same document, and our fourth page that you sign is where we're asking how much you're looking for and what's the purpose of the loan. Other items that you might need might include your business plan if you're a newer company, or even a younger company that's got aggressive growth plans, and they might need a business plan to tell us how you're going to go from $300,000 in sales in 2011 to $1 million in 2012. What's going to change differently than what you did before? Items they'll use also include the credit report. Credit report's a tool just to kind of measure your character, just what's out there as far as how you've paid people in the past, if there's any unusual actions such as judgments or collections, how you've cleaned them up and taken care of them.